Get ready for some heat because we are diving straight into the NBA drama. Jaylen Brown just dropped some serious truth bombs on Twitch, calling out Joel Embiid for his tendency to flop during the recent playoff series, and we break down exactly what he means by that controversial take.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the fallout from that intense Game 7 loss, as Jaylen Brown vented on stream, detailing his frustration with the officiating and alleging a potential agenda against him throughout the Sixers versus Celtics matchup. We're also hearing the full story behind Jaylen Brown's claims, where he goes deep into his analysis of flopping, arguing it's an exaggeration of contact, and what he thinks about the league's analytics obsession. And finally, we examine Jaylen Brown's broader perspective on the series, where he praises Maxey and Edgecombe as the future, respects Paul George's performance, and leaves us with his final verdict on Joel Embiid's game. So stay tuned right now for all the latest updates. Boston Celtics guard Jaylen Brown has publicly criticized Philadelphia 76ers center Joel Embiid's behavior, labeling it as detrimental to the game. The criticism came after the Celtics were eliminated from the Eastern Conference playoffs in a 7-game series, which the 76ers ultimately won, advancing to the conference semifinals. Brown addressed fans during a live stream on Twitch following the series' conclusion, directly calling out Embiid's tendency to flop to draw fouls during games. Brown stated his personal opinion, emphasizing that while Embiid is a great player, this habit negatively impacts the game. Flopping has ruined our game. Joel Embiid is a great player, one of the best bigs in basketball history, but he flops. He knows it. This ain't breaking news. It is what it is, Brown commented. Statistical context for the series showed a strong performance from both stars. Jaylen Brown averaged 25.7 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per contest. Joel Embiid missed the first 3 games due to injury, but recorded 28 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists per game in the 4 contests he started. Despite Brown's critique, the 76ers successfully navigated the series to secure a spot in the second round, where they will face the New York Knicks. The first Eastern Conference semifinals game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the New York Knicks is scheduled for Monday at 8 p.m. ET and will be broadcast on NBC and Peacock. Chicago Bulls legend Ron Harper voiced his frustration following the Boston Celtics' loss to the Philadelphia 76ers in a recent playoff series. Harper had a personal stake in the matchup, as his son, Ron Jr., was playing for the Celtics and started in Game 7. The Celtics ultimately fell to the Joel Embiid-led Sixers, losing a 3-1 series lead after dropping the final 3 games. The game featured a critical moment in the final 5 minutes where the Celtics appeared to struggle significantly. Trailing by a single point, 96-97, after a layup by Jaylen Brown at the 5-0-2 mark, the Celtics were unable to score, relying only on free throws. The 76ers capitalized on this lull, extending their lead to 107-98. The game concluded with a basket from Peyton Pritchard as time expired, effectively ending the contest. Harper Jr. expressed confusion regarding the Celtics' strategy during this 5-minute scoring drought, remarks that conveyed clear frustration. Former Bulls coach Phil Jackson provided insight into the situation, referencing the triangle system that was central to his success with the 1990s Bulls and the 2000s Los Angeles Lakers. Beyond the current series, Ron Harper Sr. remains invested in the playoffs, supporting his other son, Dylan, who is playing for the San Antonio Spurs against the Minnesota Timberwolves in the second round. The report highlights the ongoing dynamics within the Harper family's involvement in the NBA. Jaylen Brown reacted intensely to the Sixers' Game 7 loss against the Celtics in the 2026 NBA playoffs on a Twitch stream, expressing significant frustration with the outcome and surrounding issues. Brown voiced strong criticisms, notably targeting Joel Embiid's perceived tendency to flop, a recurring theme in his commentary. He referenced past controversies regarding Embiid's offensive fouls, suggesting a pattern of unfair officiating. Brown escalated his critique, alleging a league-wide officiating bias against him during the series, claiming he had confirmed such an agenda with officials. The stream also featured Brown's critique of analytics and a reflection on the season, acknowledging the Celtics' overachievement relative to preseason expectations. Despite the heated tone, Brown offered praise for the victorious team, highlighting players like Maxey and Edgecombe, and acknowledging the strong performance of Paul George and coach Nick Nurse. Brown concluded by reiterating his skepticism about Embiid's performance. The report notes that Brown, a vice president of the National Basketball Players Association, is likely to face scrutiny from the league office regarding his allegations of officiating misconduct. The context also draws a comparison between Brown's frustration and the strategic decisions made by the Celtics, including salary moves and the impact of Jason Tatum's injury. The article summarizes Brown's main grievances: alleged referee conspiracy, criticism of Embiid, and commentary on team management decisions. NBA star Jaylen Brown analyzed the recent playoff series loss to the Boston Celtics on Twitch, offering a candid critique of Joel Embiid's performance and the officiating. Following a Game 7 loss, Brown praised Embiid's return, highlighting his dominant performance in the final stretch of the series, averaging 28.6 points in the final 3 wins. However, Brown expressed lingering skepticism regarding Embiid's style, suggesting that the center's approach to contact bordered on exaggeration, which he termed flopping. Brown argued that fans often misinterpret legitimate contact as excessive, distinguishing it from deliberate exaggeration. He stated, "Joel Embiid is a great player. Flops, he knows it." Brown also voiced concerns about the officiating, pointing to a perceived pattern where he was judged more harshly than other players, particularly when he created space offensively. He suggested that officiating decisions appeared targeted, citing interactions with referees. Despite conceding that Embiid ultimately swung the series against the Celtics, Brown maintained his critique of the play style and officiating integrity. The post-series reflection marks a new phase for Brown, who has reached 6 conference finals and 2 NBA finals, as he navigates an unfamiliar offseason while continuing to share his insights.